Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shay, and welcome to my channel. Today, I am going to do a reading for a client of mine that I've read quite a few times, both with tarot and Lenormand cards. And we'll call her name Sarah. It's not a real name, but she knows I'm going to do this. This is part of the agreement this morning. In her, we were exchanging emails. And I'm going to do a reading. And she said, just fill in fill in all the details that people may not know. And I'm not sure exactly what that means, but she's in her, she's younger than I am, but she's divorced and is seeing someone new, and she does have two children, and she does have a very good job. Anyway, so she wanted to know. There's some, of course, with all the what's going on with the coronavirus within our societies. So she wanted me to do a reading for her about her, well, about her job. I guess what's around her really, because she has concerns as we all do with her job, and she just started to see this new gentleman within the last about maybe 4 or 5 months. Of course, they haven't seen each other physically, at least, in the last number of weeks. So I said I would do a reading for her. So I have the camera set up funny, so hoping not too close that I breathing into the microphone too much. So we're going to do this reading for Sarah. So I hope everyone is practicing social distancing and keeping. If they have to go, they should remain in. It's a few weeks of our inconvenience will really make a marked difference. Sarah. Well, that's not a real name, but Sarah, I hope I don't use your name. But then again, who's going to know? Everyone puts the cards out in a different format. I'm going to do a 3x3. You can get a lot of information quickly with a 3x3 spread, and it can be read so many different ways. There's so many combinations available. I find doing the grand tableau is it's okay if you got a friend over or something. You just sort of want to see what's going on with them. It just takes it takes me too long. And I find that the 3x3s can get a lot of information. I think the deck is feeling that that's enough, I think. Now I'll just cut it. All right. So we have the sun, the key, the lady, the snake, the bear, the birds, the tower, the coffin, and this is the focus. So that's the fish. So it looks like it's looking at her job. That's what that's what I am looking at. I'm also looking at, that's why I like the playing card inserts, just to get a flavor for the entire reading. And we see that we have two of the nastier suit, the clubs, but all the rest are energy and love and stuff. So this is somewhat, not too remote from her, but she has to be careful of what's ahead. The lady card here in the future, that's an interesting. So, and this is how I usually go about reading the 3 by 3s. I think pretty well everyone does the past, the present, this row, this column, and the future. And then I do what's concerning the person. That's the top row across. And to me, that's what they don't have too much control over. This row here, but it does affect them, weighs down on them. The middle row here, I usually read that as something that they're contending with now. And then the bottom row here is these are things that are also in play within their lives, but they have more control over this, over the bottom row. I guess I'm in a teaching mood. I also and you can do it in any order you'd like. You can look at the past. Very good communication with her company, right? She's very communicative. Lots of good communication back and forth. She helped the company grow and everything else, and then I know that is true. But the key is currently she has to watch some danger. There is some danger around her now in the present. That's the key. So that's the key. You got to look at that, open up that, and it's the danger that's around. And here's an aside. I been doing some readings, Lenormand readings, over the past little bit with the virus going around in the world. And often it is spoken of in the cards, and it's I find that it comes out as the mice or this, which means danger. Like, although the snake can be more of a overt danger, it's still a hidden danger, I think. So she has to be very careful because there is a danger currently with the way, or perhaps at where she does actually work, which is a fairly large institution, and you see that reflected, a very large corporate type of situation that she's in. With the future coming up, we see that we see the lady, so we see there's a number of ways you can read it, right? I like this. This card is sort of the predominant card described by this card. So it could be the lady's ego or the lady's position within that organization or hierarchy or institution may be coming to an end. With that, I know she was expecting that there's something. She had an inkling. But it's not a reflection on her. I think it's a reflection on the unit that she's in. So this is what she's dealing with, that she has no control over, the top cards with the birds, the key, in the institution. So that's important too, because it's the key is there too. And here we have what I believe is corporate communication that's going on behind the scenes, right? That she has no control of, but it's going to affect her. And I see that, in the interpretation of the tower as corporate, and then the birds as communications, emails, letters, stuff like that. So, but she's not going to have any control over that. We see currently, we see that she's actually, and this I know as well. She's, she feels that her life is happy now. She feels abundance in many aspects of her life, both in her job and also with the new person in her life. So she feels that there's abundance right now, abundance of happiness currently. a lot of sunshine in her life. This is something that she's also experiencing, and perhaps has some control over it. Sometimes we have control over things, but we know that if we took that control, it'd be awful. Like, someone who's in an abusive relationship, and people say, well, why don't you just walk out the door, right? It's not always that easy. And here we have, I think that there's some decisions by a powerful person within that organization that are going to be detrimental to Sarah. That's what it sort of looks like to me. We can also you can knight. I find if you want to know more information, it's like, I want to know more information about that snake card. Well, then I'd knight it, right? So the two cards that would be knighted with this card would be up to and over one, or over one and up to, which would be the Tower, and the birds, right? The birds. So we know that danger is institutional communication. So there's someone talking about Sarah's future, and she can't understand. She can't control that. And it's interesting because we have coffin, and if we knight that, we find that the two cards that I use the knight. Some people use the knighting and then add, do every card in the row. I use knighting as further description or clarification cards. If you do tarot, it's sort of like clarification cards for this card. So it's like, what is the ending here, right? Because it's in a lot of it's in the diagonal and everything else. So so you can get more information by knighting, just like in any other situation. The only one you really can't do is the central card. You really can't knight that card, but you can knight the lady. Like, for example, you can go up to and over one, or up to and over this way. So the power, so it may be that this person is not in the future is not Sarah, but is someone that is within that organization. That is, I wouldn't say gossiping, because there's no really negative cards around those birds. So to me, that just sort of means, communication. So things are progressing, but it looks like there's some sort of end of connection with this corporation for Sarah in the future. But she's so talented anyway, and it's not and believe me, it wouldn't be a personal thing. So it'd be purely economic, so. Anyway, Sarah, I hope that helps, and I hope everyone enjoyed this short reading. And, as soon as I stop the video, I'll remember 10, 15 different things I should have said. Anyway, everyone have a good day. Bye.